Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. Hey! Okay, so I'm going to read on Steve Bannon today. I've read on him a few times before, but this one I'm going to dive into his karma because I don't think I've done that before. But especially his future, because Cy Vance and Letitia James are, they've teamed up to check into his, what was it, We Build the Wall scam. So things are coming down the pike for him. Now, of course, Trump pardoned him, so that gets him off of federal crimes, but not state. And of course, Cy Vance and Letitia James are Manhattan in New York. I don't know. They're two separate districts, but they're state. They're not federal. So anyway, I'm going to drop the camera down and get started and see what's coming down the pike for him. Okay. Okay, so while I was shuffling, the Justice Reverse card came out, so I'm going to take that as that's the first card. So the forces in motion in his life are Justice Reversed. His biggest challenge, yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Was it worth it, dude? Was it worth it to, I mean, I know Trump pardoned you, but your two other cohorts and yourself are still being investigated by Manhattan District Attorney's Office, so Cy Vance Jr. and Audrey Strauss. The other two guys didn't get any type of a pardon, and everything's going to go on trial May 24th. It's going to start. So there's that, Mr. Bannon. Okay. All right, so his karma that he brought in this lifetime to heal, ooh, there's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, I'll dive into these in a moment. Let me get the cards drawn. Let's see. I don't think it's worthwhile for me to ask how well he's doing in healing that karma, because it does... I think with my logical mind I can assess that he's not doing well. The man is cruel. Okay, so I think what I'll do instead is assign this column to be let's see. His actions. What are his actions coming up? Now, I've read on him, I think, a couple times before, so you can look and see if those readings still have any relevance. Let's see. Hopefully that's making license plates in some prison. What will his actions be? Yeah, okay. The karma that's hanging over him. Let's do 2 cards for that. Okay. Yeah, he's racist as all. Get out. He's just... And then I'll do 4 cards over here for his future. And I'll probably end up doing Kipper unless I get enough, enough information here to see whether or not he's going to spend any time locked up. He was out on like $5 million bail, and then Trump pardoned him. So, but that's for federal crimes only. Trump can't do anything for state crimes, and because it happened in the coast off of Connecticut, that's, state of New York's jurisdiction, I guess. Okay, his future. Future. So, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so diving in here, let me make sure there's Let's do it this way. I keep putting things a little too far to the left, and I don't know if my camera actually is malfunctioning, but I'm going to try to overcompensate for it this way. Okay. All right, so with a Justice card that popped out when I was shuffling, and that usually doesn't happen, I had to just take it. But with the Justice reverse, this shows his extremely bad, difficult karma, his corruption, his deception, and his legal issues. And the Seven of Pentacles, I automatically heard, is it worth it? Was it worth it? So he's reassessing at this time in his life, and he's only like 67. He's wondering, was it all worth it? So he's sweating it. He's sweating it. The karma he brought in his last lifetime is to, put down the baggage. It might be that he was like a bag man for, people who were more powerful than him, or people who had money. This is quite a burden. It's an overload. And because we're in the realm of karma, like what was the karma he brought in? Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of worry, a lot of hard work he should have been involved in order to clear it. But no, instead he chooses to defraud people. He chooses to create a build the wall, fund, and then they all take the money out for themselves. But it's like, okay, maybe those people deserve it, but that doesn't take karma off of him at all. And then the Knight of Wands reversed. Well, this is his arrogance. And he is, oh my God, the guy is just so arrogant. It's like he'll say anything to get attention almost. I mean, he seems to be it's just the worst. I mean, I could call him all kinds of names, and I'm not going to go there. Except for to say that I think he's abusive, and I think he just likes to show off. And I also think that he has a lot of addictions, probably most of all drinking. And, because he seems to just be blowing up. And his eyes are always all bloodshot, and he always looks really torn back. And, it's like, dude, are you taking care of all those skin cancers all over your face? Like, what are you doing about that? I hope he's getting some help there. But then again, maybe I don't. Let him take care of his own life. Okay, so as far as actions, well, he's still working. He's still working on something. But there's no strength behind it. Whatever he's working on, whatever he's been invested in, it's not going to pan out. Because when we have the strength reversed, this has him in a lot of fear and even in self-doubt. Maybe he's wondering, like I said earlier, was it all worth it? But he's going to still keep working on it anyway, because he doesn't really, I feel like he's kind of like Trump in that like lizard brain kind of mentality where they just go along on like automatic reflex and they don't go any deeper and think about what am I creating and what am I doing? They're just constantly going for the money. And that's all he'll, invest himself in. So, and he's also, I think, really like undisciplined and doesn't have a lot of life force flowing through him. So, yeah. I mean, this guy is so dark. He once put out this video that was asking people, oh God, it was so long ago, I can't remember how it maybe he just promoted it or whatever, but the video was, would you rather be feminist or would you rather your child have feminism or cancer? Like that's what a low level like lizard brain he's got going on. I mean, he was just, to me, like every bit as bad as Rush Limbaugh, just, a little younger. Okay, so the karma that's hanging over him that he can't get out from under, with temperance, he's going to learn somehow to be tolerant. He's somehow going to learn to be patient, and but I still feel like he's got this karma of making a lot of bad decisions in the past, and maybe he's going to try. Maybe what's hanging over him is he's just going to have to wait, be patient and wait a lot out. And he probably doesn't like that because being an addict, I'm thinking he really prefers to have everything he wants. I'm sure he's got an impulse control disorder, just like Trump, because he can't seem to shut his mouth or say anything kind about anybody. He doesn't do anything that's aligned with kindness. And then with the Two of Wands reversed, there's no progress here. His options are limited. And, his plans are just ruined. Whatever plans he had going on, like the world is his oyster kind of a thing, no, not anymore. He's got really bad karma because of what he's done. Now, his future, there's still something here with being in like the lap of luxury. There's still some like wealth and profit, but it's also a card of indulgence. And then coupled with the Nine of Wands reversed, that has him in a, no fight left, really defensive position. So I think he's, and especially coupled here with the Strength reversed, I think he doesn't really have it in him to go the long haul. There's no endurance here when this card is reversed as there is when it's upright. It's sometimes a card when it's reversed, as a disaster, because, when it's straight up, it's like the Wounded Warrior card and you hold your position strong, you've got that wall behind you, but you're still beat up. But reversed, maybe this is that because he indulged himself in this we build the wall disaster, he's not going to be able to walk away. He won't be able to walk away from it. And with the Page of Wands reversed, I think this brings in some really bad news for him. And he's probably, again, lack of energy. I think this guy just drinks all day. I think he's a day drinker and a night drinker, and I think he just tries to drink himself into oblivion because I don't see any movement here. So, but still, yeah, I mean, it looks to me like he'll do some time. Now, what type of a prison is questionable, because we are talking white collar crime. But, I mean, he was it was wire fraud and then conspiracy to commit money laundering. So that's still white. It's still white collar crime type of thing. So I'm going to, for some of you, this may be enough. We're 13 minutes in. But I think what I'm going to do is quickly just look at it with Kipper and see if he's actually going to do some time. Okay, hold on. Okay, I dropped the camera down and the cards are all shuffled. So let's look at Steve Bannon's future. That's interesting. I'll draw 4 more cards, but turn them upside down so I can't see them, but I can tell I need more information. Okay. All right, so let's dive into these first. So we have the pathway, distant horizon, gift, thoughts, marriage. He's not married. Message, let's see, occupation, message, message of concern. Thief, and then the main female, which is what got me to draw some more cards. So I'll layer those in a moment. Okay, so marriage is just his partners, the partners in crime that he worked with. And has been for a long time, and I believe are foreign. That's right, because the one guy was some Chinese, the one guy with the build the wall, the guy that owned the yacht that he was arrested on. It's like Coast Guard went and got him, which was kind of ironic because at the time it was. I think, or was it even part of like the U.S. Postal Service that had something to do with it? Or maybe is a Coast Guard run under the U.S. Postal Service? I don't know. I read something and I was laughing, but now I can't remember what it was. So kind of cracking myself up again. Okay, so, but anyway, with this card here, this is just his partnerships. This would be a business partnership, and because it knights over here to the distant horizons, this is a foreign partnership. And it knights over here to this main female. Now, I know Rebecca Mercer cut him loose a long time ago. So who is this woman? And I know that he's not married. So who is this woman? There's some woman that he's in partnership with, who probably feels like he stole from her, took advantage from her, or took advantage of her, and worked her. Interesting. Okay. Starting here, and again, this card knights over here to this occupation. This, I think, is telling us about the past, where he worked for a long time in partnership with this woman, because this is a card of a long time, long time, long way, distance, but it can have everything to do with stability as well. So his financial stability was dependent upon her. He worked for her, and she was foreign, or she is foreign. But she's feeling like he stole from her. And because these two cards touch, he's going to get his future, because this card is all about his future. This spread is all about his future. This card tells me he's going to get some bad news from her. She's not going to help him anymore. And here's the document, the letter, the text. It could even be a court document. I don't know if it would make it into court. She's going to hide, I bet you. She's still hiding. Interesting. Because I don't have the jurisdiction or the court card here. I'm not seeing that anything is brought out about her. I feel like this is all just about her. She gives him the message that he doesn't like. Because this card is, very, very disappointing. And it's a confrontation. It's also a card of like psychological disorders, which is him. And he's obsessing about it. About some gift from this partnership. That's what's probably going to come out in court that's going to implicate those other two people that were arrested with him. I don't know if one of them was female. I don't know who these other people are. I will have to research that. Okay, so, but his future just looks like he's obsessing over a gift that was given to him. Foreign female in partnership, and she doesn't like at all that that she's lost something from him because he's been so negative and so irresponsible. This is a card of, you know, like vampires, like energy robbers, you know, too, as well. And of course he did. He's probably, you know, took a lot from her. So let's see what else. Okay, the community, expectation, great fortune, and then poverty. Okay, so whether or not he does any jail time, I don't have the imprisonment card here. You know, it didn't come through. No. Yeah. Either it's too soon to tell, and I'll have to look at it later, and if I do, it will just be something short, and I'm not gonna go into this long, you know, 20-minute thing with him again. It'll be like a 5-minute thing or something, but from here I can tell it's going to progress. I guess we needed a lot of the backstory with these cards. It's going to progress with the community. This could be the state of New York, where there's a lot of people who want him investigated further because of the, you know, massive amounts of money that he's taken. But it's going to end for him in poverty. Whether or not he's locked up, I can't say. I mean, with the tarot, you know, that Eight of Cups reversed definitely is in that realm of not getting away with it. I'm not being able to walk away from it. Maybe, well, I can't say that I got any cards here that explains a health issue coming in. So all I can say is that for sure he's under a lot of stress. It's not going to stop. It's not going to let up. This card is a lot like that Temperance card that we had with the karma hanging over him, where he's going to have to wait and be patient, but he's being watched and investigated, and he can't do anything about it. And this card is, this card often relates to like 3 months. This could be the community, which could be all of us who are watching and waiting, and then within 3 months, because the trial doesn't start. Today's like October, what am I saying? April. What is it? I think it's April 13th or 14th, somewhere in there. I don't even have my phone anywhere near. I think it might be the 14th. And so 3 months would be April, May, June, July. And because the trial doesn't even start until May 24th, it could be, you know, that it's somewhere in July that we find out what's going on. But who's going to pay? Who's going to pay for his trial? Who put up that $5 million bail? And maybe that's who that woman was. Maybe she put up $5 million bail, whoever this woman was. And now she's, you know, like, why? Oh, of course she would do it in order to try and, but then again, how do you do that quietly? I was thinking maybe she did it to try and keep things covered up. Guys, it's convoluted. Man, it'll be a trial to see. And the movies we can look forward to. All these players. Ugh. So, but anyway, it ends with him in poverty. Just because we have great fortune here, that doesn't really mean that he ends up, happy. Because these cards, all these other cards are pretty negative around it. Yeah. This is so interesting. This is like the perfect example of him just being a mouthpiece for this dark money. And let's hope that the dark money is exposed. Let's hope that Sheldon Whitehouse is very successful in his endeavors to expose all these Citizens United and the Federalist Society and the Heritage Foundation and Opus Dei and all these other, like I say, dark money forces that want to keep the normal man down. It's time to stick it to the man. The other men and women who want to just control everything with their money. How ridiculous. They've got nothing better to do. Or they have nothing better to do. How sad. But anyway, I'm going to close this up and get it uploaded for you guys. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye.